Welcome back to the Redline Podcast. This is guard Curtin Lewis, and we have a lot of topics to get into today, leading up to our potential beatdown we're about to experience in Lambeau Field on Sunday. But starting off, I'm excited about the news that Ron Rivera came out with a couple days ago in regards to Landon Collins officially being a linebacker. Lewis, what is your opinion on the move made by Rivera, and do you think Collins can play any better than he did the last two games at the position?
Can he play better? Yes. Will he play better? I don't know, because my fear is, and anybody that's played sports knows this, if your heart isn't really in it, it's hard to get your best results. And reading his comments in the newspaper, or not newspaper, on the online, where he still views himself as a safety and doesn't view himself as a linebacker, doesn't want to play linebacker, and really just being forced to do it and not necessarily embracing the opportunity, has me nervous. But yeah, I think he has the ability to play better. I agree with Ron Rivera that it's probably, the position that's best suited for him right now. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous about how he's going to perform. But he'll be better than he can't be any worse than any of our other linebackers.
I agree with that. Yeah, Pops.
Yeah, no. So here's my thing. I think he has to say, all right, I gotta do what I gotta do because this is what they're asking me to do, even though I want to do it. Second of all, even though he had played a lot of linebacker, he still hadn't. He still played a lot of safety and a lot of, So he was. I think this game he's primarily going to be linebacker. They're not going to even move him back to safety. So
well, I don't. From what I read, he didn't play safety in the last game. That he was exclusively linebacker. Yeah, I think he was exclusively. Gar, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. You guys have it in front of you, but what I read is that he played in the middle the entire game. He didn't play.
No, he wasn't in the middle the whole game, but he definitely played a lot. I've seen him down a lot. Like remember I said, I thought he played terrible at linebacker when we talked about it last week.
I don't know that they rotated him at safety at all, but I could be wrong.
Well, them naming it and saying, "Hey, this is what you're gonna do," when you was already doing it, so he was already pissed and he did what he had to do. So I think he'll be okay as far as that. I just want to see if he can do it. Can he handle the big bodies? When he's down on the line of scrimmage, whether he wants to admit it or not, he had his most success when New York would put him in that box and let him run around and do what he wanted to do. Well, I think the football team is trying to, set him up for success the same way. He just has to accept it and do what he got to do because he just can't guard it. Even when he had great position and he had, everything set up and ready to go, he still messed it up by not turning his head to knock the ball off the guy's hand. And that's how the guy caught the ball on him for the big play. So, he's just struggling at the safety position right now. And this could help him. This could really help him because he was playing safety when he gave up that big pass play, last week.
You said one big pass play. He's tied for first in receptions allowed at 18 and tied for first in targets in coverage. So he needs to stop. He needs to stop complaining. And I don't even know if he can play linebacker. I don't think he can guard the tight end to save his life. Landon Collins, really, I wish we could just cut him, but they're not going to do that. They're not going to eat that contract. But I think
here's the free agent signing, Landon Collins is symptomatic of the entire team because as bad as Landon Collins has been, he wasn't our worst rated player on Sunday. So it's just that's the problem. He is kind of like the easy target because he makes so much money, but he didn't even grade out the worst. That was our
Jackson.
prize free agent.
Yep.
So,
I mean, we're gonna see. I'm hoping he shows some improvement, but I mean, I wouldn't bank on it. Now,
what are your thoughts, Gar? What do you think he's gonna do? I mean, you've been calling for this for a while, since the summer.
yeah, but then I saw him play linebacker, and maybe he just can't play. so I don't know. I mean, I don't think he wants to be in DC anymore, to be honest with you. And like you said, if his heart's not in it, then I mean, I'm not going to expect any improvement. And seeing his interview and how negative he was about it, like you would think he would try to, take it and at least try to just prove himself at a new position and not just concede and just say, I'm not a linebacker. Like it's just pathetic to me. And I don't really have any expectations. So
right. He definitely didn't handle it like that. That's for sure. He's almost up there pouting, And the reason why they did this, I'm just gonna tell you, the reason why you were playing linebacker is because you were terrible. Plain and simple. If you don't want to be a linebacker, then be a better safety. It's just that easy, right? If you don't want to do that, then be a better safety. I mean, they bought you here to be their safety. They bought you here to be a big time safety. That's why they give you all that money, because they want a safety. And now you rated as one of the worst safeties in football. So now they're trying to figure out what can we do to get a little bit of worth of all this money that we given up. What can we do to justify this stuff? Right now, they mad at themselves. They don't know what to do, because I can't, I got to put $86 million on the bench and watch other guys come in better. Now I got to figure out another way to get you on the field. And that's where we're at. And then you as a man have to accept it and say, look, man, he the best linebacker out here. And he ain't the first safety that move the linebacker and actually extended their careers and made them, efficient, and they became pretty good linebackers. You know what I mean? So accept it, stop pouting, and help the football team. It ain't about you, it's about the team anyway.
Yep. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about, one of my least favorite Redskins has been cut. Dustin Hopkins is no more. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all, I was celebrating when I saw that tweet come out from Grant Paulson. I cannot stand Dustin Hopkins, but hopefully, this guy, Chris Blewett, doesn't live up to his name, because with a name like that, I don't know what to expect. Now, what are you guys' opinions, starting with you, Pops, on us finally cutting Dustin Hopkins?
First of all, I hate to hear the fans say, "Oh, we cut the kicker." Oh, we really try to, but that's gonna really help the defense. Honestly, we didn't cut the kicker to help the defense. We cut the kicker because he missed field goals when he shouldn't. Period. That has nothing to do. That's just one of the many problems that we have, and we got rid of that problem. All I know is I can't keep watching this guy miss field goals, and they come at the wrong time. He started off the day good, and then boom, miss a key field goal. I just, you gotta make field goals. That's your only job. It's your job not to play defense or offense, but it's just to simply kick the field goal. And if you ain't around 90%, are you really effective for the football team? I know he had like an 80-something% rate, but is that good enough in this league? Is that good enough? That's what we got to ask ourselves. I don't think it is. And I like the move. I honestly do.
Lewis?
I'm fine with the move. I think that I would have liked to have seen us make this move during the summer, because I don't know that this guy that you got is any good. He could be. But we're getting an unproven guy in between week 6, when you could have theoretically, given Dustin Hopkins some competition over the summer and make him earn it. I think the problem with Dustin Hopkins isn't really his percent, because he's not that bad when it comes with percentages compared to the average NFL kicker. The problem with Dustin Hopkins was he just missed them at the wrong time. He missed them. He almost missed the one against the Giants. He got lucky that they gave him a second shot. I've never forgiven him for missing that kick against the Giants several years ago that would have put us in the playoffs. He missed that one that would have tied the game against Cincinnati, years ago. Even this year in that Kansas City game, when he missed that field goal, and then that basically swung the momentum all the way Kansas City way, because Kansas City went and scored on that touchdown. They never looked back. So they gave him a short field.
That's right. That's right.
So it's really not, in my opinion, the numbers, that did him in. It's just he just did it at the absolute worst time. He decided to miss field goals. And
his percentage over long distance field goals were bad too, Lou. Like 47 and out, he was not that good. I think we need to look that up. He missed a lot of field goals. I think distance was an issue for him.
Yeah, it may have been, but I don't know that.
This guy's supposed to have a big foot.
It would, this new guy. Do we know that he's any better?
Well,
no,
we don't. Find out. We about to find out.
That's my only point is I don't like making moves. Yeah, I don't like
making moves. They didn't make a decision. They gave him an extension, so they made.
Yeah, I don't like making moves just to make moves. I want to make moves. So, there are a ton of field goal kickers out there every summer. I mean, that is, and if you want to give, Dustin Hopkins should never have been back on his team this year. But that you could have done that over the summer, vetted it out, had some guys kicking preseason, done, to your point, seen how they do with long field goals, see how they do in game situations, not wait till week 7 and just throw some new guy out there that hasn't kicked one ball this entire year. So that's my only thing.
I understand what you're saying. I agree with you 100%. Like I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying, I guess it's hard when he's one of the highest paid kickers too. I mean, it ain't like he ain't making no money. So, I see what the process is. I think he believed in him he took it too far. You're right. He should have went on with it, but he didn't. And since he didn't, they had to do something.
Yeah, well, this to me is starting to be a pattern with Ron Rivera.
Okay, so first
trying to deflect attention away from the bigger issues by making a move like this. Like, to Gar's point, or maybe Kurt, your point earlier, if you're going to do this, be consistent. Sit down William Jackson. I mean, if you're going to do this, sit down the players that are not. You should have sat down the linebacker that's out for the season. I mean, be consistent. If you're going to have a culture where you have to perform to be on the field, you can't pick and choose the ones that you do it with. It has to be so the team knows I have to perform in order to be on the field. Not I'm gonna make an example out of this guy, but I'm not gonna touch this guy. I'm gonna make an example out of this guy, but I'm not gonna touch this guy.